Tailbase orientation will talk about our more popular features available to you in the console. We will not spend a lot of time going over details for each and every item, but we will touch on our more popular areas as well as give a little bit of information about how to make changes to your homepage and site. Our first area that we'll talk about is adding, removing, and editing products. To do so, you can get to the catalog management screen either through categories or brands. There's no real right or wrong way to do it, whatever your preference. We'll just click on categories and we'll come down here and select rugs. And we have two brands that have rugs in the console, Furniture of America and Signature Design by Ashley. Both of these are feed brands, which we will touch on as well. And to see the product list, we will click on product list. Everything here at the top is currently on the site. And everything lower, because it is a feed brand, there is nothing lower. Everything lower would be available in the catalog, but not on the site. We'll pick on this one at the top, this Abbey rug. The number that I'm highlighting is the Tailbase ID. This is primarily for our records, but it is good to know what and where that is. It is an individual number that we create for every product. And this is to help us differentiate in certain areas because manufacturers across the board might use similar numbers. So giving each item its own number can help our records, and sometimes we will ask for it. If you want to change the price of the item, these items are priced here. As I mentioned, this is a feed brand, so the feed added the price based on the preferred settings. If I wanted to give this a special price, this Abbey rug is not selling well at all, so I want to get it out of my inventory, I can mark it way, way down. And then I want to lock it. I want to lock it because, as I mentioned, it is a feed brand. When the feed runs, anything that isn't locked will change automatically. If this item were discontinued and not on the list, we'd be able to add it, price it, and then we would want to lock it as well. Because we're giving it a low, low, low price, we also might want to add it to our clearance center. So we would do that by adding liquidation. And we have price qualifier. English websites would use the price qualifier EN. French websites would use FR. Price qualifier is a little bit of text explaining the product. As I mentioned, we've marked this way, way, way down. So we might want to say something about that. We only have 2 left in store. And add an exclamation point to make it seem exciting. And then we can click on Update Products. Once that's updated, we can find it on the site by clicking Search. And again, I'm going to use that Tailbase ID that I highlighted earlier. And we've got our price qualifier here, only 2 left in store. It's way down, it's marked on clearance. And if we come over here to the clearance center, it will also be here. And let's see, go ahead and sometimes that does not display immediately. It can take a little bit of time for the server to reset. When that happens, give it about an hour. If within an hour it hasn't changed, the servers might need a little bit of help from our programmers. Let us know and they can clear the cache on our side and make that change for you. Go ahead and remove those changes. This is our demo site, so it's not going to impact it if the prices are not exact. And when the feed runs tomorrow, the feed will reprice this item to what it was previously. I'll go ahead and give you a moment or two to jot down any questions you have for the team on this particular area. Moving on, I'm going to go back to the main menu of the console and talk about the automated pricing. The automated pricing is a tool similar to our furniture feeds, but it is for appliances and customers that use appliances or sell appliances. We'll go ahead and click on that. You can put the email address for anybody that you would like to receive the updates when the feed runs. Right now, we have all of these brands enabled to reset within categories using the MSRP and map for pricing. If you have a brand that you don't want to follow the price list, for whatever reason, you want to do your own pricing for that particular brand, you can disable that brand and the options will go away. The items will stay on your site unless you remove them, and they will no longer be priced automatically. To enable it, you can just click enable, and then you can select your preferred settings. Each one of these columns will need to have a selection. If you don't want to have a price displayed, you can leave the price empty and then save. These changes will not display until the feed runs. If you make changes to your settings and you want the changes to display immediately, you can come over to push and push now. And on the site, that was a mana that we changed. So we can come over here and look on those items. Now there are no prices displayed, and your customers that want to get more information or find out how much this is can contact you for a price. I'm going to go ahead and put those settings back the way they were. While I'm doing that, you can jot down any questions you have for the team about this area. And on our next area are the furniture feeds. As I mentioned, they are similar to the automated pricing. Some of our brands, we have feeds that will work with your preferred settings to display on your site pricing if you like, in stock items if you like. To find the feed that you want to work on, you would open product feeds, and these are some of our brands that currently have feeds. We are always adding more, so you're always welcome to contact us and ask what available feeds we have and what you would need to provide to set that up for you. We'll go ahead and jump into the Ashley feed. Most of the feeds have very similar looks and appearances. And if you're setting this up and you run into any questions or snags, don't be shy. We're happy to help answer those questions. On the feed page, you'll see the latest report. This is the last time this feed ran. Again, this is a demo site, so we don't operate it as often as we do our regular sites, but this last updated report on March 22nd, and there were no errors and everything is looking the way it's supposed to. And here are some of the settings that you can decide you would like to use. So you can decide if you want to disable the product feed. If you don't want to use this feed anymore, you can just click on that and it will disable the feed. Or you can allow the feed to update featured products and collections. The featured products are locked unless this is selected, and then collections as well can be updated here. If you want to apply the feed to all Ashley categories, you can do this one, or you can open here and select the categories that you carry. So if you don't necessarily want to display bed components on your site, you can remove that. And anything that you don't necessarily carry in your store or you don't want to sell on your site, you can remove those. For pricing, if you want to have your items priced, you would leave this blank. If you do not want to have the items priced, you would select it. Once you decide, okay, I want to have my pricing on, you can select this and you will pick. And there's no right or wrong answer here. This depends on your preferences and your area. So you can select margin or markup, and there's a little explanation of what the two differences are and how you want to price it. Do you want to price it on individual items or the actually shipment setup? If you want to add freight or not, global modifier and what that should be. If can be added here. Global modifier is primarily used for our clients in Canada to offset the variance in between the Canadian and US dollar. Some of our US clients will use it if they have an added expense or an added percentage to freight or something, um, but it's not necessarily something that you would want to use if you're in the US. If you are eligible for the DFI discount or the volume discount, you can apply those. And you can decide to round the price or not. If you want to round the price, they give you other options. The last digit, so this would be in the ones place, not in the change. And then you would want to round to the closest or up. If you round down, you run the risk of pricing something very, very low. You also have the option to do a default percentage setting. So this is the markup. Right now we've got an 80% markup on cost with the default cents being 99 cents. The reduced price being 60% of the markup on cost with the reduced price default cents of 99 cents. If you have a department or a category that you would like to price differently, they price very, very well, or they're selling very, very well, and you want to give them a little bit of a boost, you can give them a 90% boost and jump that up to 70%. And now all of your audio video furniture will be at a higher markup without affecting your other products. All of everything that is not audio video furniture will still have that 80% markup. Same thing applies by category. If your bedroom furniture is selling pretty decently, but your beds are not selling at all for whatever reason, you want to mark those a little bit lower to get some attention to them. You can do so here by giving it a 70% markup with a 99% discount on cost, and then a 60% markup for the reduced price with 99. And now your beds are priced a lot lower than your other Ashley items. Your all of your audio video furniture is priced a little bit higher, and anything that is not within those two department or categories is going to be using your default settings of 80% and 60%. Once you've made these changes and they are the way you would like them, you can click on submit. That will push the changes to the site. While you're here, it's also a good idea to check your locked Ashley products and collections. As I mentioned, locked items do not get changed when an item or when a list is pushed from the feed. So when the feed runs, items that are here will not be changed. So it's a good idea to double check every once in a while, make sure that everything that is on the list is still priced accordingly, is still available. If it's no longer available or no longer priced the way you would like it to, simply unlock it. If it's a discontinued item, the feed will remove it. If it is an item that has recently had a price change, the feed will price it according to your settings and its cost. I'll let you jot down any questions you have for the team on that. Now, everything that I showed you can also be done through Excel in the CMTX. This can be a long training on its own. But if you're comfortable with Excel, this will likely become your new best friend. To download your current items, you can click on I want to download the inventory based on my filters, and then you can select the areas that you want to work on. So if you are creating sale items for your entertainment centers. You can download all of those and change whatever pricing you have if you like. Or if you want to just add all of these to your liquidation center, you can put a Y or a 1 in that field and then add a price qualifier, special sale today only, and then add that to all of your items. Once you're done making whatever changes you would like to change to the items, you would save it. If you are on a Windows machine, you will save it as a CSV, comma delimited. If you are on a Mac, you will simply save it as a CSV. And then you can upload it here. Clicking on browse, you find the area, the one that you want to change, and then it's going to check changes. It's not going to apply these changes to the site without your approval, but it will take this, it will look at the changes you want to make. It will let you know if it doesn't recognize anything or what changes you would like to make. If you like the changes, all the way at the bottom, it's going to allow you to apply the changes. And then the changes would display on your site. If it has any errors, like this has an invalid Boolean value, you can send that to us and we'll take a look and see what's going on. It will also tell you if it doesn't understand what the instructions are or what one of the fields are. As I mentioned, the CMTX itself is a very long process and a long training in and of itself. So you can reach out to us if you would like more information on that. Banners and images. This is one of our more popular areas of the site. So your banners here along the top can be found in your website text, image, and flyer management section of your site. You can go to Ad Spots Management. All of our version 3 templates have images that look like this now. On this page, you have the 3 images that are currently on your site. Here you can make them active, inactive, and rearrange their order. So if this item you want to make it so that it is not displaying on your site, you can just give it an end date of whatever yesterday's date was. And now it's being given expired status. At the same time, if you would like this item to be displayed sometime in the future, you can give it a future date and it's given scheduled status. So if we go back to the site, you will only have this one image displayed. Back here, and refresh that, and you just have the one displayed. You can also add more images. I will show you how to do that in a moment. In the meantime, you can remove the end date if you'd want it to display indefinitely. If you would like to schedule it, this, for example, this sale is going to happen from tomorrow until a week from tomorrow, and then it will disappear on that date. You can also give it no end date, no start date, and it will be active until removed. These images can stay here for as long as you like. If they're dated or you know you will never use them again, you may delete them by clicking on the box next to them here and then clicking on delete in the lower right-hand corner. But if you want to keep them for future use, there's no problem with keeping them inactive or expired and letting them sit there until you're ready to use them again. You can also schedule all of your images a year ahead of time if you like. We're going to go ahead and pick on this top one here. To make additional changes, we can go to Edit. Here, you would be able to add any text. Now, this image itself is very text heavy, which is why there's no text here. If you wanted to add additional text, there would be layover, but I'll show you what it will look like. Again, EN is for English sites, FR is for French sites. So we can just write overlap text. So you see where it would look, how it would look, and see the overlap text. This is a link. We do recommend that you always provide a link to your images to another area of your site and not say the manufacturer's site. This is to prevent your customers from getting lost in the rabbit hole of the internet and not being able to come back to your store to purchase from you. So we recommend that you always link it back to an area of your site, of your page. And then you can make whatever updates you want here, and then you can click on update. Again, this is just an English site, so we only have English on this side, and FR is fine. Go back over to your site and take a look. So you can see overlap text, see the overlap text. When you have a very text heavy image like this, we don't recommend you use it for obvious reasons. But if you have an image that is just an image with no text, you're able to add your choice of texts as well as your links if you like. Go ahead and remove those. We will keep the link there because that points to another area and confirm that this is back. If you are creating an image, you are absolutely welcome to create an image to go here on this side and to make your own images. You want to adhere to these sizing guidelines, and you'll need to have all 4 sizes available for all 4 templates that we have, or all 4 platforms that we have: desktop, tablet landscape, tablet portrait, and mobile. If you have created an image, say in Canva, or you have an in-house designer, or you've commissioned one from us, um, we do have a design team that we can work with to create images for you if you would like to create something custom. There is a fee involved because it is something that your site and only your site would be able to use. If you're looking for a generic image, you're welcome to reach out to us and we'll let you know what we have. Or if the company itself sends you images and you would like to use those, you're welcome to use those as well. So you have your image, you want to create it, you're going to come over here to create, and you're going to choose your ad spot type. We were talking about slideshow. All of these have the same basic function, they just have different size requirements. We'll talk a little bit about the homepage ads here in a moment, but right now we're going to talk about the homepage slideshow. So we're adding a homepage slideshow here, and I always say mine is a PNG. If you use a JPEG or GIF, that's fine as well. And now we have the image, a blank image page. If you are looking for a quick and easy design page, canva.com is useful. You can create a design based on your size preferences. So you need, let's see, on yours, on this example, it's 2000 by 720. So you can put in 2000 by 720, create new design. So you've created your image in Canva and you want to add it. When you want to link an item to your page, you can do so just by clicking on the page that you want to link. So find that and then highlight it and copy. And then here on the URL page, you would paste. And then you would add whatever changes you want and click update in the lower right-hand corner. And it's there. We haven't added the additional sizes here So right now it's not complete. It's also not displaying on your site yet. It is by default set as expired. And that is for your protection. If you're working on an image and somebody calls you away from the computer, you can stop where you are, save your work, and know that it's not displaying on your site. Once you're ready to display it, you can remove the end date, make it active, or schedule it if that's what you're choosing to do. And come back over here to your page, and we have the test image purple. This is a test image, and that's the button that's going to take you to the laundry centers. Once you are no longer interested in having this image here, you can click on the delete and delete. I did mention that one thing that you need to pay attention to are the homepage shop category pages. That's these on the main page. And as you can see, they are different sizes, which is great. It keeps the eye traveling and interested, but you do need to pay attention to what size you're using, because if you have a half size image and a quarter size image and then nothing, it's going to have a blank. So you want to make sure that everything lines up correctly. You can do that by checking it. If it doesn't line up correctly, then you can come back in and make whatever adjustments you need to make them line up correctly. So it's just something you need to be aware of. And that is the homepage ads. As you can see, you've got a full, a half, a 3/4, and a 1/4. So you can adjust those to make sure that they all mathematically add up to one whole. Featured products is another favorite area of mine on the site. To access your featured products, you can click on open, and I'll show you where they are on the website. Some of our newer designs don't come with featured products by default. If this is something that you would be interested in adding to your site, don't be shy. We're happy to talk to you about whether or not that's a possibility. So the featured products are here. As I mentioned, these do not get changed when the feed runs unless you select that you would like them to be changed when a feed runs, and then they will be removed and repriced as the feeds run. We do recommend that you have at least 5 items here. As you can see, this one has 4 and there's a big empty space. But our featured products on this demo site is living room, dining room, bedroom with 5 items or more. Nope, just the 5. And appliances also with 5 items. So it's nice and full. In your console, you can take these are each of the tabs here. Inside each tab, you can remove items if you like, or you can rearrange them if you'd like them to be in a different order. If you'd like to remove them entirely, you can click on the X and the item will be removed entirely. It's going to double check with you. If you would like to, you click OK. If you would like to not, you can click cancel. You can also add new items. So this is the living room tab. We're going to modify an existing tab. Go to living room, select a category. We'll say coat racks. I want to add a coat rack to it. So we are going to add this coat rack and then create. And now we have this coat rack on the featured products. This is another area that sometimes does not get updated as quickly as this time it did, but sometimes it can take a little bit of time for our server to clear. And when that's the case, do let us know and we can have the programmers clear the cache on their side. But for now, it's here, it's displaying. You can also add a new tab, and this is where you have a chance to really get creative. If you have an area of your store that is staff recommendations, you can also add a staff recommendations or staff favorites tab on your featured products. And then you can select a category, not bed frames, we'll say benches, and add that. And now you've got another tab of staff favorites, which is right here. You can even go further and use your price qualifier to talk about which staff member likes it and why. To remove it, staff favorites isn't working out. Nobody really has anything to recommend. It's not something that your store has. You can hit OK to remove it. This is also great around the holidays or seasonal events. If you're in a college town, you can say, you know, furnish dorm furniture and select furniture that might be found in a dormitory so that the college students have a place to look. So you do have a lot of options here, and it's a good way to get creative and to bring your store's personality to your website to keep it going and to keep your customers getting the service that they're expecting from your store and kind of ease the transition from brick and mortar to internet. Go ahead and give you a couple of moments to jot down any questions you might have. If you have questions or you need to reach the service team, you can, in your console, come here and you'll have a contact Tailbase, and you can reach out to the service team here. You can also reach out to the catalog team. The catalog team can help create items or determine if items can be created. If you have an item that you sell and you would like it to be created, you can send that directly to the catalog team here. If you have questions about features on the sites, or you want to consider an upgrade, or you'd like to purchase a tool, or there was an announcement that piqued your interest about something that was coming down the line and you wanted to reach out to the sales team, you can do so as well. You can also reach out to our digital marketing and billing teams through this area. You also have access to the support hub, and that is our collection of articles written on similar topics and popular topics, answering questions that come up, and I'll show you how that looks. So our support hub looks like this if you log in. If you don't have access to this, do let us know. We can grant you access or help you get logged in. If you've logged in once before and have forgotten your password and your login credentials, you can click on any of the articles that we might send you, and it will prompt you for your login information. You can select forgot my password, and it will guide you through creating a new one. It is different from your console login, but you can use the same information if you like, or you can keep it entirely different. This is the support hub. We have articles on a number of areas, the Tailbase console, your catalog management, the CMTX, which is what pairs with Excel, the automated pricing, so you have a little bit more information there, all of your images and promotions, and other areas that you might have questions on. Again, if you do have any questions or you run into anything while you're experimenting and working with your console, please don't be shy. We do know that this is a new project for you and you might have additional questions, and we're happy to answer them as they come up. Our email address is service@tailbase.com, and we thank you very much for your time. Have a great day.